Welcome to Bottom Line Sports Talk. I'm George Abraham. You know my partner, Albert Cameron. Albert, YSU playing, and you look around, 16 minutes in the game, they got a lead over the Fresno State Bulldogs. As a matter of fact, Fresno plays Monday night again, but the basketball classic certainly showed that they can play with the bigger teams.
Yeah, YSU made their mark in those first half and a little bit of the second half, saying, "Hey, we can play with a team that has won 20-some games," and but they couldn't hold on. And I think that's the line that Coach Calhoun's going to have to use next year. How do we finish? Like, they had a good year going until they couldn't beat Robert Morris. You can't lose to them, George.
That's 20 wins.
Yeah. Fresno State, you have the lead by double figures.
Yeah.
Couldn't put it away. So they have guys like Dwayne Cohill, who had 26 points in that game. You know, you have good recruits.
Got to keep them out.
Got to.
Start with that. Like, I know Coach is probably out. He's got a list of, whatever. But the most important thing is keeping these dudes here.
Hardest thing there is today in sports.
How many in the portal? Tell.
Yeah, on the way in today, I told George, we never talk ahead of time. I said, I got to tell you this one. I got a message come in, 850, as of today, 855 basketball players in the portal already. So as of April 15th, there's going to be 1,000. The good and the bad. The bad is you lose good players. The good is go get in it, get into that portal and try to get a couple kids.
You have to get in. You do. If you try to stand pat, as Purdue did, several teams bragged about it. Same as in football. I didn't see any of them playing the last
Very
game.
solid. Today's world will never happen. Yeah, the game, the teams turn over so much, and basketball, all it takes is one great one.
And this, you made a good point. You make a lot of good. I've got to give you credit too. I just heard Krzyzewski talking, and he was talking about when they went out to San Francisco. He said, obviously it's not 100 years. He said, didn't run their legs off. He said, we had a walk through, no practice, a lot of cold tub. He said, we did not over practice, and that's right out of your book.
About that.
Yeah,
George and I have talked about that a lot.
We never did.
At the end of the year, if you have a good team, you have to have a good team.
Yeah, you wouldn't be playing.
Yeah. But you don't go over an hour, and a lot of it's shooting. You know exactly every play you have in the book by then. You know the fundamentals that you want.
Yeah.
And so you shoot it, and you stay healthy, mentally, physically.
You get your running in with your layup drills and all your passing drills.
Yes.
You don't have to get on that line. By the way, there's a lot of good, that Lakers show, the one that just makes Jerry West look, I can't watch it. But I will say this, there's a lot of good stuff in there about, like not wanting to run the lines and guys complaining. And generally led by Kareem Jabbar, he didn't want to do anything.
Okay.
But he wouldn't talk to anybody. Magic would bring him an orange juice at 6 a.m. and he would not drink it and tell him to get going.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I imagine some of it's true, some of it's
that's what I would say. I was going to say the same thing.
But a guy like Krzyzewski being around so long, he first of all, he had to keep him up at night because of the time difference. First thing he did. Then he said, a lot of cold tub and what? He said, no practice.
Yeah, I would think that when Coach K, who has really coaching three or four pros, getting involved with that at the Olympics, and learning more new things, what to do with great players.
Yes.
George, I don't think they would last with us. I think the great player would look at us too and say, "Did you say?"
You say fight through that screen. I'm switching. I'm not switching. I'm yelling switch. Better yet, they don't switch a thing.
Yeah, so that's the truth.
And interesting too. He was talking about Arkansas, how they play the pick and roll. They play it differently. They drop their center. He was talking about the pros doing a drop as opposed to a hard hedge or whatever.
Up there.
Yeah, he has, and he's evolved. But it was a great line when we talk about our college basketball in a little while. There was a guy that said something about Duke, and he said, Bill Foster left them 3 pros.
I told you that all the time.
You say that all the time.
Yeah,
but most people don't. Remember, Al, if you're not 60, you don't know that.
Now, Duke's been great forever.
Yeah.
Now, Coach K took it to another level.
Yeah.
But also, what happened was the rules changed. When Coach K took over, more teams got in. Like in the older days, one ACC, one.
Yeah.
ACC.
You know how many?
So you have Carolina, Duke,
Clemson,
and NC State, and right down the line, fighting for
Maryland. That double overtime game. Oh,
that was the one.
When they had the great teams. When they had the great teams, Elmore.
One.
I remember we had ACC basketball at my
favorite
college.
game ever.
At my college,
Greatest game ever
we
played.
had the cable. and we were close enough to Baltimore and Washington.
I saw that one too. I did see
Oh
it.
my!
Greatest game ever.
Oh, it could have been Mo Howard.
I still, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Could have been. I mean, but what I'm saying, he's
John
involved
Lucas,
too with 13.
John Lucas, Tom McMillan.
Yeah,
It's my
13
favorite.
champions. And Lenny Elmore was on that team. 13 champions or Final Fours. He's obviously, you can like him, not like
Oh, no,
him.
I have a second race coach.
Yeah, they're a polarizing team as the Yankees are and the Cowboys. You love them or hate them.
Right.
They're very rarely people that have a middle opinion on Duke.
I agree.
And that's why. But yeah, I give credit to the Penguins. There's a plateau there now. It's time to cross that. And in the playoffs, you gotta get to the end one year. In other words, YSU, nice year, 19 wins. Next thing now is get into that playoff. Thing is, they lost the stinking home game. That's they've done that part, but they haven't secured the part. And
they have a league they can do it in. That's what I'm saying. The league they're in now.
And we both know, just because you're supposed to win, doesn't mean you're going to win. Ask the people who played St. Peter's.
Everybody right down the line. But YSU has a league that Wright State represented them this year, and Wright State was not a dominant team.
No.
They were just a good team.
No, they were
There's
good.
been dominant teams in that league.
Oh.
YSU.
When Butler was in the league.
Yeah, you get a couple good players.
Yeah.
You can.
You got to keep a coach and Cohill. If they're back, you keep them. If, like you say, you can add a player or two.
They can add players.
You can't lose.
You have to add players.
I'm watching the other night. Pitt is so bad. I won't even pick on him. It's too easy. And I'm watching their point guard block shots off the bankboard for Arkansas. Mm-hmm. Well, they're no good anyway, so you can't lose it.
Yes.
Absolutely. Hey, Youngstown Bowling.
Second place in the Southland Bowling
But did you see who they beat? I don't quite understand all these conferences.
Yeah, I don't know bowling how it works.
Yeah,
either.
they beat Vandy, who's SEC, in everything. It seems strange.
Vandy is the team that they come across. That's a team that knocked them out. George, I think. Let's see, Vandy won both. Yeah, they won both those games.
Yeah,
but they had Emma Wren and Emma Dockery on the all-tourney team.
Pretty good.
Anytime you have two bowlers or two players in anything on the all, so congratulations to Emma and both Emmas and the team itself for a great season.
Hey, the baseball. That's first of all. I'm going to take my hat because my buddy coaches Slippery Rock. I'm watching a girls' softball game the other day. Was seeing my life too, by the way. They've played 30 games already. Like, these guys have played 20 games.
Yeah, the weather up here is different.
I said, how? I said the Slippery Rock's 11-1.
Yeah, you got to get the games in somehow, some way.
He said, "You're going to come up?" I go, "No." Are you going to sit in the wet?
No, I'm not.
Now let me ask you this. This is strange. I know you've done this. Why is it that sitting in a 40-degree football game is fine? You think it's warm. But if you have to sit in a 40-degree baseball game, you're going home.
In the old days, I would have been that way. Even today, I don't go to a football game either.
No.
I won't stand in the cold weather.
I remember we used to take newspaper because the metal bleachers were so cold.
Yes.
But, no, I got to give them credit. But the baseball beating Penn State.
First Big Ten victory.
Nice win.
No, unbelievable win since 1996.
Yep. First Big Ten.
Yep, first Big Ten win since 1996. Congratulations to the YSU baseball program. Second win over a Power 5 program. Pitt. They had already defeated Pitt this year. So YSU heading in the right direction. Congratulations to these teams at YSU there that we like to talk about.
You know what's coming in the spring. We know where we're the track. We know. We just see how many golds, how many they won, how many they win by, because that track team is dominant. Track. Absolutely.
Let's go to high school. Demi Watson, named third team All-State in Division III. Congratulations to Demi from Liberty. We also have Bella Zirzo. We talked about Bella before from Bristol. She was on first team in Division IV. And as we continue the theme, Eric Harper, congratulations at a school, Mineral Ridge, the new basketball coach. It was interesting when I did research on him. He had coached at Mars in our neighborhood in Pennsylvania. So congratulations.
They've been good at Mars for a long time. If
Yes.
he can do what Mars has done,
they've been so successful.
He will be very successful.
Yeah.
Talk about an upwardly mobile community. I'm telling you right now, they're good in. Now, when we say everything, we mean everything. I'm talking soccer, golf, tennis. If he has half the success that they had at Mars, he's going to do
And
well.
I think that's why he was hired. I think he realizes that what's the talent level at Middle Ridge and what can be done there. He's coached at Middle Ridge for a while now, and he can take his roots from Mars and put that to use. Good luck to Eric in his new basketball coaching job at Mineral Ridge.
Absolutely. Now let's look at the big boys here. They're getting down to the last 2 weeks. Just ready to clinch my Grizzly bet. The Mavs helped me out the other night. They dropped one they shouldn't have. And finally, the Grizz, they just took out Brooklyn without Jaw.
Yes.
So they're 18-3 without him. You pointed that out to me. I knew they were good, but I didn't know. So let's talk a little bit. Now, the big boy, that's my guy, Booker. I never saw a guy.
He was sixth man at Kentucky.
Yeah, that's on you, Cal. Here's the deal. They get Chris Paul back. They were playing well without him. Now you throw another guy. He'll be fresher because he's old-timer.
Right.
And
that helped really him.
He gives the ball up. And now you're getting them back. They're going to, have the
picking
number.
Phoenix to win it?
I think I will.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you why. Lakers are no fact. I mean,
Right.
they may not make it. And I think in the East, it's going to be, not that the West isn't good,
Right.
because it is, but that East. See, what's killing, and what we've talked about this over and over, we mentioned that exemption months ago. Now that Kyrie's playing, and we'll talk about that, they're going to be down here knocking off or making some 1 seed go 7.
Yeah. Oh, no
See,
question
you're
about
thinking
that.
1 plays 8 because, they have that 7, 8, 9, 10
Right.
business. We'll talk about it later. But the bottom line is 1 isn't supposed to lose to 8. It's only happened once.
It's going to happen this year.
I got to say. I mean,
If-
you want to play those dudes.
If Kyrie's playing
He's playing.
and Durant's playing and Simmons gets in there and starts playing, yeah, I have.
He's out for the year. He's done.
Was he done?
Yeah,
he's not playing at all?
No.
Okay. George's on NBA. If you're talking NBA,
I follow it now. I never used to.
I got 7/8 of it, but I don't follow.
I'll give him
George
the 8.
does.
Well, my goal was not to bet college basketball.
So you took NBA?
So I figured, then I ended up playing these props on FanDuel, but it wasn't quite as bad. Now, let's talk about this. This is everything. Tough remaining schedule for the Lakers. No eyebrow doesn't matter. Al said if the eyebrow doesn't come back,
geez, they're no
they
good.
have no, but they're no good.
Yeah, there's 0
Now,
without him.
Brooklyn gets Kyrie. This is what happened. New York Yankees are ready to start the season. And you can say what you want. It's kind of like, remember we always say if Notre Dame's in that thing, they're in. Well, this is what happened with the Nets. The Yankees, it would have meant their guys couldn't play, and then the visiting teams could, and it was a joke. What they do, they loosened it. Now Kyrie played his first home game yesterday in almost a year, and so now they can get ready. But let's talk about that seeding, because the average person doesn't follow it that closely. 7th place plays 8th place. Winner's in, that's simple. The loser of 7-8 plays the winner of 9-10. So really, you just have to miss 11th. You've got at least a
chance,
game.
yeah.
Yeah. And there are teams like the Hawks, you don't think they could beat you 1 game? That dude, he likes to play in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, Young
I
does.
swear.
Young
loves
does
to
dominate
play
there,
there.
no question.
So we
Yes.
don't know what's going to happen. Now, obviously, we've talked about Memphis doing so well, and they say John Morant, 2 more weeks is the season. It's pretty much done. Now, something happened yesterday that's really strange for the NBA. Normally, by now, the teams that are in the top, they've been in the top for a while. They're kind of resting their guys. They're getting their, as you say, they'll probably shorten their bench, but not the Celtics. They moved into first place yesterday with like 8 games left.
Yeah, Brown and Tatum are just dominating games for them.
Tatum.
And the NBA rules say that you cannot take them out.
What are you going to do?
So there's nothing you can do.
Run
so,
2 guys at him.
Yeah, and they're not allowed.
Not that he wouldn't split it. And I mean,
Yeah, so
you like Tatum. I'm a Tatum guy.
I'm a Brown guy, so that's
Oh,
that's
then
so
well, there you go.
you got-
and
yes.
you know, I'm gonna tell you what. I get mad at him once in a while. 36 is all in.
Yeah, Sharp. Yeah,
What's his name? I've played him a million.
starts with an S, but I get
Yeah,
yes,
smart. No, smart.
I said yes.
Now he might take a bad shot, and he might do
he
something.
plays hard. Though. He plays hard.
He's in.
Yeah, he plays hard. Williams has become a good center too.
Well, that's another thing. He's really good.
Yeah, so
No,
their whole team has come together.
No, they're good.
Yeah.
Let's talk NCAA. Hopefully, people saw our special. I got a lot of feedback from people that saw it
That's good.
online,
That's good.
and they really enjoyed it. Some of my former players and people like Teddy in Florida. A lot of guys really liked it. My cousin Al liked it, so he said to tell you. Final Four is set. I mean, there's blue blood and then there's blue blood.
That's totally
This is all blue blood.
Yeah, totally.
Cinderella, her carriage came about 10 minutes into that game, and
Great year,
her
what a year,
slippers
what a year.
were stolen.
They put themselves on the map.
Oh, St.
No question.
Peter's. We'll talk about that. Miami and St. Peter's. I mean, normally that happens the game before. They win the first. Every once in a while they win the second. Then they play a top seed and they get kerboogled. Well, they didn't. But boy, did they get it in game 4.
Yeah, St. Peter's was one. Miami did not play a blue blood before that
Yeah.
match Kansas.
Oh, no. When you beat Kentucky, no, you beat.
Like St. Peter's did.
Yeah.
St. Peter's, they beat a Kentucky team.
And we always liked Murray.
Yes.
And then Purdue, boy, a lot of heat on Matt Painter.
Well, that's because St. Peter's put it on them.
Yeah.
You lose to St. Peter's, that's what happens.
Yeah, and I like those St.
Three
Peter's.
of the top paid
Yeah.
head coaches in the country.
Yeah. K
Here.
for sure.
Self's the
for
highest.
sure.
Self was number one
Self,
highest.
K.
K and Jay Wright. Three of the top
But let me
four.
tell you about those. K is always sly. You know, K was. You can say what you want about K. He does that. Oh, aw shucks, I'm humble, thing. But he's wise in that. Like when they're a private school, his salary was never public. Kind of like Joe Paterno. He never wanted anybody to know what he made.
Right.
And K was making it when the other guys weren't. Now at this point, he's made $8-9 million a year.
Whatever.
We're
Yes.
stacking it now.
Yes.
But Bill Self, I know. The thing I'll say about Bill Self, and I see some people, the Memphis people are really upset because they're going to throw the book at Penny Hardaway.
Yeah,
we kind of knew. We
I
knew
definitely
LSU. We knew LSU.
Yeah, I definitely.
And what happened was, all of a sudden.
I didn't know how he got him.
Yeah.
But I know it wasn't real.
Well, remember when they paid that center, the kid at Snell?
Wiseman, yeah.
Yeah, they gave, and he said he didn't know anything about it.
Right.
Well, somebody, if you're living somewhere and you don't have any money, he's from Nashville, by the way. Now he ends up in Memphis, and all of a sudden, it's like Reggie Bush. He had to know someone paid for that
Somebody
house.
paid for that
He
house,
may
right.
not have known who. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I bet he
or
might not
wanted
have.
to know.
Yeah.
But just talk about that. Now, what this sets up. This is amazing to me that they've played 227 times, and they've never played it. Now, I did find out, I did a little research. They played once in the NIT when it was a bigger boy tournament. How about this, the NIT? They don't have a place next year.
I know you
They're
said
going to
that.
Vegas, though, so it won't be all
Oh, they'll
bad.
end up okay then.
Let's talk about that, Duke and Carolina. What do you see there? Obviously, they wrecked K's night. They brought all the coaches in from all over, all the former players. And the second half, Carolina railed them and has put that on top of their cake. And all of a sudden, people don't want to play Carolina.
That really helped Duke, though. That really helped Duke.
You think they're going to use it?
Well, oh, yes, to the nth degree.
What do you call it? Embarrassing?
Yeah. No, that'll. No, I don't know. If, in football, I would say I'd take Duke for sure. But basketball, I don't know how much advantage it is. We'll find out. But Duke's going to be really, really ready for North Carolina after what North Carolina did to them. And Coach K, I guarantee, he's showed that film to him 1,000 times. And it's wrecking.
And now let me say, the Carolina people really took offense when he came out there and said it was unacceptable.
Right.
They have T-shirts that say acceptable.
And that's what Carolina's going to use.
That's good. But admit it, that's pretty clever. He said it
Carolina's
was
gonna use it.
unacceptable.
They're going to use it that way too.
Absolutely.
I've watched both of them play, and Carolina's playing great.
Where
Duke's
did they
playing
come from? I watched Pitt beat them in their home floor.
At North Carolina, yeah, I know.
And I'm looking the
guards
other
are
day.
shooting
It's
the
not
ball
the
better.
same guys.
They're shooting the ball much
I mean,
better.
it is the same guys.
Yeah.
But they don't play like it.
They're shooting. When the ball goes in the basket. Yeah,
But
that's what happens.
It's funny that they would go in now. Why now?
It happened. It happened.
Because everyone else is shooting
They're
poorly.
young. They're very young. They're up
Okay,
front
okay.
guards.
Well, no.
Playing good. But that is what's happening. You ask me a simple thing. You make shots, you start winning games.
Hey, how about this if you had the unders? Are you walking tilted?
Oh, yeah.
11
Every
out
game
of
is
12,
under.
every game.
Every game
Even
is
the
under.
147 and a half, they had 2 possessions, and they didn't call a foul, and the other team went down there, but let them lay it in. The guy pulled up from 3 for Arkansas. So they had 2 chances to get that half point.
Yeah, every game's been under.
Oh, way under.
And I got strong feelings on it. I really do.
Okay, go ahead.
When you watch it, number one, the referees don't blow the whistle. So you're not going to the foul line.
Like you look halfway through the first half, 2 fouls and 2 fouls.
Yeah, so there's no
slaughter ball.
So there's no foul. There's no fouls being called.
Okay.
Number 2, there's no fast break points.
Nobody.
And there's only one team I really even thought ran the ball in the tournament, and that's Kansas. Kansas runs the ball off, misses and makes, and goes at you. Every other team walks the ball up the floor.
Well, the white kid will look up the floor too. The one kid for Kansas, like when he gets, he looks up. A lot of guys are reluctant to throw it.
Kansas does. That's what they do. They run. They're the one team left. Not left in the whole tournament. That runs the ball. So the game has changed to no offensive rebounds. So if you don't get any second shots on offensive rebounds,
made my head hurt.
And you don't run fast breaks,
no, you made my head hurt.
So there's no easy shots.
You just see. I was okay till you said no offensive boards. How in the world can you know you're going to miss half, which should be the top shooting team in the country, by the way, and not go the O boards?
Yeah, so there's no easy baskets. No fast break basket, no second chance baskets. And number 3, George says, remember, George follows the NBA really close now. He'll say, man, can they shoot?
Yeah.
Man, can they shoot? Well, that's the difference between the college player playing in the NBA.
Yeah,
they are not good shooters.
No,
they'd be in the NBA if they were.
It's in if they get their feet down.
Yeah, but that's what happened. That's why the score's down. Nobody hits any threes.
I'm looking at dude.
The baskets are all twos.
Hey, Memphis the other day, I'm looking at this guy. This Bain is just killing it. And I said, oh my goodness. I said, where did this guy come from? Did a little research. I'm like, well, there you go.
Yeah, the NBA makes shots. The college basketball, there's no threes. The game goes quickly.
Have you ever seen the halftime sets? 2 for 13.
There's no threes. And
1 for 9.
Yeah. So and they're playing better teams right now. So when you
they're in the middle of a dome.
Yeah. When you go to lay the ball in now.
No, they'll stop.
It's blocked out of
No, they'll stop it off.
Yeah,
they time it. I watched a high school game a couple of weeks ago.
Block it.
Guys were timing it, smacking it off the
court. So
floor.
there's no easy shots. So all this adds up to lower scores. That's that's the way it is.
One of them Saturday's real low, the other one isn't. Oh, by the way, we'll wrap up Villanova. Losing a guy to an Achilles. 1, they're not that deep, and 2, he guarded the best guy. That's big.
Yeah, he's a second leading scorer. He does. Daniels will come in for him and do fine, but they don't have another guy behind him.
I see.
Yes.
Now, how about this? The fact that those games are with all the 77 timeouts every 4 minutes. How many guys do you need? 7?
Yeah, I don't think it's because of tiredness. It's because if a guy's not playing good,
can't take
they will put somebody else in.
No, I get it. Let's talk MLB. We got about 7-8 minutes. We're getting ready to go. We know Tawny's going to start the opening game, and Look at Me Joe is going to DH him. That way, when he takes him out, he can let him in. Look at Me Joe can show. Look how smart I am. That's how smart he was last year. He was under 500. That's how smart. He has the 2 best players in the game, and he's under 500. That's how smart he is. Let's talk about Pujols. That's surely for crowd appeal.
Yeah,
it's
really smart. It's really smart. That's what you do. You bring people. Kid guy. He's a DH. First of all, if there was no DH in Nashville, he wouldn't be there. The DH helps a lot.
Universal DH.
That he gets a chance.
First time since '78.
So
Ron Bloomberg of the Yankees, by the way, people.
1 hot month. If he gives you 1 hot month, then he's worth the. Because they didn't pay him anything.
And $2 million. Let's face it, too. How many garbage pitchers are there?
Yeah. So 1 hot month pays it back. Plus, the fans will get autographs from him. They'll be packing the house just to go see him.
No.
So it was a real.
He's been rather fan-friendly also. Rather humble. Hey, Al, here's one. You ever see the book, How to Be Successful in Business? Well, there's one, How to Not. The dude for the Pirates wrote it. You fight your best player over $650,000 just to make sure he leaves, Al, in 2 years.
Yeah, that was not a good decision.
What? Is the guy numb? Is he numb?
But they've done it forever, though. So I say that isn't surprising as a Pirate fan. They've always done it. And the Indians are doing it now, too. The Indians, the Pirates, and the Orioles. Those 3 teams are not going to pay anybody.
So I saw their
and they happen to be around. 2 of them have to be here.
Yeah.
They happen to be
right
here.
Our fans, we talked to.
Yes.
How about the payroll, $32 million?
Both of them, $30 million.
Is that embarrassing?
Yeah. Well, two players make that on some
teams. You have players in infield making more in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
And they're not a big player.
No.
Oh, just awful. By the way, I'm going to tell you how bad they are. Even Jocktober Peterson, who has nothing to do with it, called them out and said, pay your guys. Mm-hmm. But here we know better. Now, NFL, I thought the Browns were genius last week. Just genius. They introduced Watson. Well, you know there's going to be
Questions.
some. We know that. We expect that, although we both think 5 touchdown passes in the opening game, but it's gone.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. They did something. They had the GM there instead of Haslam, and he's sharp as a tack. And a lot of people said, well, Haslam, and I'm thinking, those writers would have tripped Haslam up. This guy, they could have tried to trip him up for 100 years. I watched it. He's too sharp.
So they were ready for that.
They were ready. Give them credit. Haslam's a good old boy. He'd have said, and he'd have made a mistake. They didn't do that.
Did the NFL rule anything on Watson yet?
No. That's next. But you have to give the Browns credit. They know he's going to get suspended, so they didn't pay him anything next year. All his money starts the next year. He makes $1 million next year.
So that was smart,
that way,
too.
if he loses 6 games, he loses 6 times 160.
That was smart, too.
Which is, to us, to him, it falls out of his pocket.
Right.
But he should do a better job picking his masseuses. You would agree to that at the very least. Hill to Miami. Shocker. He wanted money. He wouldn't play. Andy Reid's between a rock and a hard place. But let me say this. I watched a lot of football, as do you. Number 10's always open.
Well, he's the fastest guy in the pros. Yeah, there's no question about it. But he's not going to have the same guy throwing the ball to him.
How about short passes
I have
and go?
I have a feeling he's going to be mad.
Okay.
He's used to getting the ball thrown on target, and Tua does not do that.
He had Mahomes before.
He had Mahomes before.
Okay.
So it's going to be interesting to see what happens when he's so used to having a great quarterback playing with him.
Okay.
And he doesn't have one now.
Last few minutes. Steelers, a lot of pro days. There's talk. They're at North Carolina's on Monday. They've been to several. They say, and I don't understand this, that what they've done in free agency, which they're going to have 3 quarterbacks in camp right now, probably has nothing to do. I would think you'd want to coordinate all that. You bring in Trubisky, yes, but if you were going to get a quarterback, why would you bring Trubisky, or is it a year thing? He trains the new guy and they cut him off.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I never trust the NFL.
No, they could be putting false info.
Yeah.
Tomlin made have eaten wings.
It's happened before.
Just so someone
They
will
might
think
think one of them is great.
Okay.
And if you've got a great one who thinks he's going to be an all-pro, then you take him. But if you don't,
see, I don't
there's no
think
reason.
Pickett will be there, but I would bet $1 million they would take him at 20.
Okay.
That's just me.
So they may think he's great then, because you don't take a quarterback.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Now they're doing monopoly money paying the announcers. You and I both don't. We don't get it. Al and I watch it with a sound down, and he flips every time. The bottom line is, with Amazon in the game now, Thursday Night Football is going to be streamed, people, by the way. So you know that. If you want to watch, you'll be going to Buffalo Wild Wings. Because unless you have everything known to man.
Most people have it.
Yeah.
Most people have it now.
Yeah. So they're going to have Thursday Night Football. We got about 1.5 minutes left. Prep races are going on for the Kentucky Derby. 5 Saturdays. Showtime.
Yep, that comes up
Derby's
quickly.
5
Comes
weeks
up
away.
quickly.
As I say, it's always exciting, but I think I haven't picked the winner. It's with 20 horses. You give me the Preakness, the Belmont, I got a shot. Mm-hmm. You give me that race with 20 horses, and I'm going to tear to tell you right now, your guess is every bit as good as ours.
Yeah, I think lately 5 out of 6, whatever, the favorites have come in more often.
Yeah.
And usually they didn't.
No.
They have because the race is such a jockey field race, and you get bumped, you get hit. 20
it's a
races.
trip race.
It's hard.
And then the NIT, they've played the finals in New York since 1938. They're there this week, Tuesday and Thursday. After that, the next 2 years, I was thinking, then I heard a little blurb that they may go to Vegas. I said, well, those kids aren't going to complain about going to Vegas.
It's interesting we bring that up on the show because most people don't even know the NIT exists.
Yeah.
And yet
those last 4 teams.
Unless you're guys like us.
Yeah, those last 4 teams are pretty good.
If I went on the street and said,
Who's
give me
left?
the 4 teams, they wouldn't have no idea.
They wouldn't know A&M was left.
Yes.
Obviously, people checking the portal daily. We talked about it. It's just going to be ridiculous. It never happens, obviously.
It's number 1 thing on the coaches' list right now.
Yeah.
Not recruiting high school.
WrestleMania next week. You watching it? I knew I would get that live, but I had to do it. But on a serious note, the last thing, the referees, not bad reffing, but too many reviews. Let's call it and move
They
it
don't
on.
get it right.
No, if they get it right, it's fine. Right. They don't. Hey, thanks again for watching Bottom Line Sports Talk. We'll see you next week.